Multipass compositing. Let's see what Andy's done with our alien friends. Sweet. Seeing a lot of good stuff here. On this shot, my understanding is that the reflections were pretty tricky to pull off, so not everybody did that or had it work out. But the color matching is really nice in the scene, and the blur at the end. Actually, when you go out of focus, it's almost easier to tell if there's something going on with the color that's wrong or right, so this is looking pretty nice. On the beach scene, the shadows, I believe they're kind of baked into the assets you were given, so the softness is a result of that. I think that the shadows should probably be a little bit more harsh in the scene, given that it looks like a sunny day at the beach. But the color matching is pretty good. I think maybe this guy could be a little more saturated. I feel like it matches the background a little bit more than the foreground. That's subject to personal taste. Actually, it looks pretty good when it's blurred out, so maybe that's the right call. The shadow looks a little dark, but it looks a little bit harsher, more like what I would imagine it should look like. Let's see. I'm detecting a hint of a reflection of this green in the door. If so, yeah, it kind of looks like we got a reflection going on there. Very subtle, nicely done, not distracting at all. And we've got a little bit of shadow on the wall. That looks nice. I feel like the shadows are a bit crushed. I mean, it's supposed to be pretty dark. I like that flash. I don't see too much. I guess there's a little bit of a flash on the walls as that goes by. Looking good. Alright, let's play through Audra's. Okay, so Audra has just done the one shot for now. But this color matching looks fantastic, and I like the way that the two objects have different colors. And pay attention to the puddles here at the bottom. And one of my favorite touches is that Audra's added this little bit of a sonic boom distortion wave thing emitting from each of the creatures. That's a nice touch. I love that. Very nice work, very nice work. Okay, sorry, we're kind of speeding along through these, but I want to get this done. Okay, Robert. Okay, so just the one shot again. Very high contrast. I think that maybe the contrast of these elements is a bit too high for the scene. I mean, it is a contrasty scene, but this is a little too dark, perhaps, especially this guy on the right. I think that could probably benefit from a little less of a crushed black. Yeah. Also, the reflection here on the side is looking pretty good, but I think there are a few things that would make it work even better. I think a little bit of it's a little too saturated. Might tone it down a little bit, but look at this reflection here, this of the light bulb, and how it gets sort of stretched out by the surface, and it looks like it's horizontally stretched by a factor of at least 3. I would try that with this reflected element. Blur it even more, maybe add a little noise to it somehow, because look at that texture that's showing up there. So stretch it out, blur it, desaturate, darken it a little bit. Everything that's reflected, I mean, look how bright these walls are, but in the reflection they barely even show up. So just the highlights would really show through, and the rest of it will be pretty dark, more like a silhouette that's stretched and blurred. And I think you'll be just right there. The reflection's looking pretty good on the floor, though. Although, is anything else reflecting on the floor now that I think about it? This is kind of a concrete floor. Unless the floor is wet, there probably shouldn't be too much of a reflection here. Maybe a little something. But these are the things you have to think about when compositing. Make those decisions and stick to them. The other thing I would change here at the end is I would go out of focus on these composited elements as the camera defocuses, because they're in roughly the same plane of focus anyway. Other than that, though, nice track. Looking good. Okay.